Welcome to Inside Tulsa Athletics. On our show today, we'll feature the baseball programs from Memorial, Edison, Booker T, Hale, and Will Rogers, as well as the slow pitch program from Memorial Booker T. We'll also hear from a special guest, Dave Walker, who is retired from TPD after 36 years, and he will discuss his outreach program using baseball and softball with our students. Stay tuned, and we'll be right back with the head baseball coach at Memorial, Jamal James. Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. We have Jamal James, the head baseball coach of the Memorial Charter. Jamal, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
How is baseball at Memorial?
This year we're doing pretty good. We have a lot more kids come out this year. My numbers are up. Last year we had about 11 or 12. This year we got about 19.
Oh, yeah.
So that's the best part about, I think, having the kids come out. The kids enjoyed it last year so much. They brought friends this year and new freshmen, a lot of new freshmen.
How long have you been at Memorial?
Second year head coach. So I plan on getting these freshmen and sophomores. We're freshmen and sophomore heavy. So I plan on building them within the next 2 years, to try to compete a little bit more. They're all new. They're all new to baseball.
Oh, gosh.
That's the issue between a lot of Tulsa schools. We got a lot of kids that we're pulling from other sports, trying to teach them the game, at a older age,
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little tough, but they work hard. They work hard and they have fun out there, so that's probably the most important.
That's good. As you get into your season, who are some of the kids that have stood out for you?
Riley Rogers, he's a returning senior this year. He'll be graduating, but he does absolute everything for us. If we need a pitcher, he's our closing pitcher for the most part. On the defensive side, we throw him out there in the outfield or a shortstop. He's a utility player. He can go anywhere we need him to do. He's been behind the plate sometimes also before. So so he literally does everything. We got a new catcher, Aiden Sanders. He's a junior. He started playing last year. He was a transfer in last year. Kind of came late before preseason, but he's come and he's grown so much. He's embraced the program. He's become a leader on the team. Just wanting to be better, get better, and see everybody get better. He steps up on the mound too, and pitches every now and then also. So pitchers are a kind of issue for us. So we let people try, and we try to work them out as best as possible. And Aiden, he seems to be a good pitcher. He loves to throw. Any chance, the opportunity, he wants to pitch.
Well, that's what you want. You want somebody who wants to give me the ball.
Yeah.
That kind of mentality. So as you look at your schedule, how's your district?
District 5A is tough. Coweta, Claremore, those are championship contenders, but we still go out there and play tough ball. This year we're kind of relying on our defensive team. Against Claremore, we allow no runs. Our defense play good defense and allow them not to score on any at bats. So I think we'll ride our defense throughout the rest of the season. Against some of the Tulsa public schools, we can compete a little bit, and we have a lot of fun competing against other schools in our district, for sure.
It's what people don't realize is when you're playing in the schools that you mentioned in 5A, typically are one school town.
Yep.
It's the biggest game in town.
We played Coweta yesterday, and I said, "How long you guys been together?" Since 5 years old.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you got chemistry from 5 years old.
They come in and that's the only game in town, and everybody's there.
Yep.
It's a lot different mentality, I think, for our players to realize.
Yeah.
In all sports,
Yeah.
I think in everything, it's the most important thing for that community. And in Tulsa, there's a lot of important things going on.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
So how's your facility over there?
Our facility, it's a nice feel. You know, we have we try to host as many home games as possible. You know, we love our fans to come out, and they come out and support. The Memorial missed a couple of years, so now that we're back and we're trying to, update really everything. Also, we work on our indoor. We're trying to work on the field also. You know, keep it up to date. You know, keep it looking nice. You know, because Memorial baseball has some history to it.
Oh yeah.
You know, and so
You
we
bet.
just want to bring that back. You know, and get back to the prom days like it used to be.
You bet. I can remember literally when the Memorial opened, I was a senior at
Yeah.
Rogers High School, and playing on that field. That was the very first year they had baseball at that field.
Yeah.
And a little different with the fence of the stadium there in right center and everything. But
You know, that back hill.
Yeah.
man,
Yeah.
It's tough on us sometimes because of the water. You know.
Oh yeah, it comes down off. Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
But you know, other than that, man, we love playing home games. We love playing on our field.
Yeah, well, Memorial has always had a good program through the years.
Yeah.
I did my student teaching there, and I always talk about Randy Hughes, who played for the Dallas Cowboys and
Yeah.
everything. Well, he was a sophomore, and we were having trouble blocking a trap.
hmm
And so, as a student teacher, I turned my hat around. I said, "Now, here's how you do that," and I knocked him on his tail.
Yeah.
And the coach of the teams came and said, "Now, Gil, we can't hit these high school kids." But Memorial's always had good athletes, and
Yeah.
I'm sure they will again.
Oh,
Jamal,
yeah.
thank you for being here.
I appreciate you.
We'll have you back sometime. And when we come back, we'll have Dean Green, the head baseball coach at Edison High School.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against one tough competitor, glass.
That's right, only glass bottles and jars are recyclable. Don't even think about sinking a drink in glass or mirror. Always good to empty your glass bottles and jars before recycling.
These two get it, emptying both bottles from far out, and they remove the lids. Score big by recycling your glass bottles and jars. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale's mean that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have the head baseball coach of the Edison Eagles, Dean Green. Dean, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, it's we're right in the thick of baseball season now. We came back off of spring break, and we got those last 4 weeks that mean everything as far as regional and state and so on. How long have you been at Edison?
So this is my first year at Edison. I played professional baseball for 10 years and then went to Rogers State for the last 2 and was a grad assistant there. And I was fortunate enough to know the Gunners who had had Edison before me, and they called me up and said they were leaving and that they wanted to leave the job in capable hands. And I told them I think I'd be interested in it. And so the rest was kind of history after that. And I took over for it, and I've had a good group of guys with me so far this year, so it's been kind of a blessing to me.
What organization were you with when you were playing professional?
I was with the Detroit Tigers for 6 years and then went over to Japan and played in the big leagues there and bounced around from Australia to Mexico and just kind of worldwide at that
There you
point.
go.
So
Yeah, kind of like Traber, huh?
yeah, very, very much so.
Well, that's good. We're glad you're here. Your background and experience obviously means a lot for these kids and so on. So let's talk about the Edison program. How are your numbers? Where are you right now? And
Right now we have 21 guys on our high school roster. We are very sophomore, junior heavy. So we've kind of got a middle of the run, good mix of guys. As far as my junior high numbers, I think I have 24 out for junior high baseball right now, or middle school baseball. So we're really developing that side of things. just from a fundamental standpoint, getting those kids in early has been very beneficial, and we've got some good ones coming up through the system. Right now, I've got 3 seniors on my team now, and they are pretty much the heart and soul of our team. They provide the spark when we need it. They lead by example. They lead in the classroom. They do some great stuff on and off the field, and it's been a huge blessing to have those guys in.
The junior high program is going to be a blessing.
Oh, it definitely is. Sometimes it can be a headache in the mornings having to get up so early and only getting an hour with them in the mornings. But those kids get in there and they work their tails off, and that just kind of goes to show you the type of kids we have over at Edison, that they're willing to put in the work, and good things will come if they keep developing the way they are.
It's quite a deal out by my son's the director of athletics at Tahlequah. He came in August and he didn't have a junior high baseball coach. And of course, he coached college baseball. He's coaching junior high baseball this year. And he said, Dad, it's a little bit different.
It is, because you get a good mix of kids in there, but you've got some that are trying it out for the first time that are going, I think I might want to try this. And then you have others that, may play, some upper level travel ball for younger teams. And those kids kind of know what they're doing a little bit, and it's good to get them kind of intertwined, because you get that mix of kids in there, and all
different
of a sudden,
levels are unbelievable.
And then they start developing that way. That's how they kind of progress throughout their time there. So it's very beneficial to have a good mix.
That's good. I'm glad you got that junior high program going. Who are some of your outstanding players on the varsity?
So we have our seniors are, like I said, they're our heart and soul. Sam Slagle is our shortstop. He is our spark plug. I mean, when he is what leads us on and off the field. He swung the bat extremely well this year. Defensively, he's made some plays that, deserve to be on television every now and then. Mm-hmm. So he's done a great job. One of my other seniors, Thomas Blankenship, this is actually his first year of actually getting to play varsity baseball due to COVID, and he was a Cassia Hall transfer. So he's come over and has done extremely well for us. He's been a versatile infielder for us, played all the positions. He comes up and he's one of our linchpins in the lineup for us. So he provides a big spark also. Trevor Turnbull, who's my other senior, he's been one of our aces on the mound this year, that when he goes, we know we've got a chance. Mm-hmm. So they all provide a big boost to our program. But then some of the other notables are Spencer Daly. He's been huge for us this year. He truly has been our ace on the mound. He comes out and we kind of expect a complete game every time he goes out there, and he normally keeps it to about 80, 85 pitches. So
that's good.
He comes out, fills it up, throws strikes. The other one would be Eli Fuller. He comes out. He's our first baseman, one of our bullpen arms, kind of. But he provides the lift in the lineup. He's one of the better hitters I've seen in the state so far. And unfortunately, his average doesn't show up because he's hit a lot of atom balls this year. But he goes up there, hits the ball hard, and good things will start coming for him, because he's one of those that gets in and works every day.
I used to tell my players, as long as you're hitting the ball, you're in good shape.
I like those loud outs.
You start striking out, now we got a problem.
Exactly.
Well, we're excited for you, and I think you have the program going in the right direction. Good luck the rest of this season, and as it gets down to the end, in regional time, well, hopefully we'll have you back and you can talk about the regional tournament.
I appreciate that so much, and I look forward to it.
Thank you for being here, and when we come back, we'll have John Potocnik, the head baseball coach at Booker T.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is looking to defend their title against aluminum and steel cans.
Bob, most people think of the kitchen for this opponent, but aluminum and steel cans, like empty shaving cream cans, also play extremely well in bathrooms all over Tulsa. That was nothing but bin, Bob.
Wow, right into the bin. Team Johnson has buttoned up another win. Score big by recycling your aluminum and steel cans. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field, and that it's the littlest things that will make all the difference in the long run.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with, not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have John Potocnik, the head baseball coach and director of athletics at Booker T. Washington. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Well, you're busy in spring, being the head baseball coach and the athletic director.
It's very, very busy. I feel like I'm coaching 4 sports right now.
I can imagine. I can imagine. So how long have you been at Booker T?
This is my 25th year.
25th year.
It's flown by quick.
Boy, you know, they do. When you stop and think about how many years you've done something, you go to work every day and think, is this day ever be over? And then when you look back, my God, it was 25
Yeah.
years of those days. You know, it's one of those things. But when you're in a good school with good kids and
Yes.
everything, it makes a lot of difference.
It makes it fly by, and you just don't seem like work.
Yeah, you enjoy being there. Well, tell us a little bit about your program this year.
You know, we're working hard to get better every day, and so we're being competitive, and so we've had some injuries, but you deal with injuries every year, and so you just keep going to work every day and try to get better, and that's what we're trying to do.
6A is pretty tough.
6A is extremely tough, and so you know you're facing almost every day a college pitcher, future college pitcher,
Mm-hmm.
and so you got to come with that mindset and be ready to play every day and just work hard.
Depth is critical, I think, with numbers.
Depth is a very big issue with us. Our overall numbers are down. I think, you know, last year or 2 years ago, we were at 36-40 kids, and now we're down to 26.
All right.
And so then you throw in a couple injuries on that, and all of a sudden the depth goes way down.
Sure.
And
What do you attribute the decrease in numbers?
I'm not real sure. And so we did have a very small class of freshmen this year. And so hopefully in the future, Carver, our feeder school, has started baseball.
Yes.
And they have like 28 kids, 6th through 8th grade playing. So hopefully eventually that feeds us and that will get our numbers back up.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've just had a couple kids quit that before the season started that we weren't expecting, but you know, things come in their lives that they have to do, and
Sure.
and so all of a sudden baseball is not as important anymore.
Well, and there's so many things out there that people don't realize, you know, that kids deal with today that you and I
Yes.
probably didn't deal with
Yes,
when we were growing
we
up.
talk about that every day.
Yeah, it's a myriad of things. So, well, who are some of your outstanding players?
Ethan Moore is a senior first baseman, and he's going to have the opportunity to go play at Iowa Western next year. And then we have Evan Turner, who's also a senior outfielder, and Isaac Fain, who played football this year, or for the last 4 years, and he's a pretty good baseball player too. And then Roderick Davis and Mitchell Brown are our other seniors, and so you know they've been with the program for 4 years, and so they know what to expect, and then we have Mick Wilson's son Parker, who is one of our top pitchers, and so he's having a decent year, and Garrett Bacon, who's our shortstop, and he's having a pretty good year defensively, and we have several others. You know, we have a mixture of kids that we start, and it's probably never exactly the same lineup every day.
Well, that makes it exciting, doesn't it?
Well, it makes it confusing sometimes, but you know, I mean, like I said, the kids, they're working hard every day, and they're trying to get better, and that's all we can ask.
Well, sure. And now you have districts.
We have districts, and so we have district again today with Bartlesville, and so every Monday, Tuesday we play a district game or a district team, and we play them home and home. So it's a really tough district. I think it's maybe the toughest district in the state. And so there's
Who all's in that district?
You have Stillwater, you have Bixby, Union, Bartlesville, and then you have Muskogee and Tahlequah. And I think I'm forgetting somebody. But it's, you know, Enid.
Yeah.
Day in, day out, you got to come and play. And I think 3 or 4 of those teams were in the state tournament last year.
Man, that is tough every week.
Every week. And so,
you don't look at the schedule and say, well, now we can win this one.
no, you got to come compete every day. And hopefully some things will go your way and you can pull a couple victories out.
How as the athletic director, how are things going this year at
Really busy, really busy. We have soccer going on, and so that keeps me busy, making sure buses are showing up or leaving, and when they're getting picked up, and so that they're arriving, so that they can play their games, and then you have tennis and track and golf, and so it's a really busy time of year.
How are the new tennis courts?
Tennis courts are awesome, and so we've had 2 tournaments there so far this year, and I think that may be it. I'm not sure, but we had a JV tournament, and then we had the all-city tennis there, and so everything went really well with them, and everybody likes them. So
Well, that's great to have them on campus too.
yeah, and it's great to have the team practice on campus.
And I'll never forget when we did a survey of the facilities, and Elizabeth Hebert and I were out driving around the different schools looking for tennis courts, and we came over to Booker T, and I called. I said, "John, where are your tennis courts?" "Well, we don't have any." I said, "What?" He said, "Where do you practice?" "Well, down at Lacey Park or wherever." And I said, "Well, so," he said, "Well, yeah, the coach basically takes them to the meets. Is what we do."
Yeah.
And that's a little bit different now.
Now it's different. And
Kevin's done a good job.
He's done a great job. So he's built the program up, and now we have a JV. We've never had a JV program before, and he's taken them to JV matches and tournaments, and then taking the varsity kids too. And so he's doing really well. He's got quite a few kids interested.
And having him at Carver's got to be a help.
It does. It's a lot of help, and we work together on certain things. And they just hosted a track meet at Booker T 2 weeks ago, and so it's a good working relationship.
Excellent. Got to have that with your feeder school.
Yes,
always. Well, John, thanks for being here. Good luck for the rest of this season.
Well, thank you.
And get those Mondays and Tuesdays squared away so you can get to the regional.
We're going to try.
When we come back, we'll have Alan Medlock, the head baseball coach at Hale.
Hey, Tulsa, we have a crushing recycle play of the day for you. Team Johnson versus paper and cardboard.
They're starting off slow today, probably trying to figure out what to do with those styrofoam plates, since they're not recyclable.
There's the big play we were waiting for. Boom! Completely empty cardboard boxes dunked in the cart. Score big by recycling your cardboard and paper. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have the head baseball coach of the Hale Rangers, Alan Medlock. Alan, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Well, it's baseball season, even though it rains every other day.
Sure.
But that's kind of how the spring is.
Yeah.
All the years I've spent in the business, the first thing I did every morning was look at the weather forecast to see how many things we were going to have to cancel that day and reschedule. So how long have you been at Hale?
This is my second year. We have grown the numbers from year 1 to year 2, and we grew from about 11 kids last year to 19 this year. I bought 20 new uniforms, and we handed out 19 of them. I'm proud because we bring out 10 new freshmen. So that's one of those things that we had to go to the middle school and do some recruiting and stuff like that. And, that's where the pipeline starts. So we thought we'd start bare bones, see if we can get some kids out.
So you got 19 kids. Let me ask you this. Do a lot of these kids play in the summer?
As we stayed together and played a little summer league last year, and we're doing it again this year.
I think that's the key.
We have of the 11 to 12 that I have as regulars last year, only one had played before. And that's period. I mean, I had kids that came out and didn't realize what hand the glove went on. type situation. So, to be able to compete in a tough 5A district like we do, it says a lot about how hard some of these kids work.
Well, that's good. I'm glad that you got the summer program that gives them something to look forward to, of course, and improve.
Yeah. Well, and growing up, there was American Legion for guys like us and stuff like that, and that just doesn't exist anymore. Well, on the flip side, with teams that we need to keep together and experience, it's nice just run into one of these high school leagues to where you can keep them together all summer, and you get to monitor what they're doing.
It's such a shame too, because I can remember Kirby Hogue, who ran the American Legion out at La Fortune. Kirby was a longtime umpire, and we finished the state tournament on Saturday, and the first games were on Sunday. They'd have 4 games on Sunday, and we just went right from one uniform to the other. And now the other thing I think that has hurt baseball and softball in the city of Tulsa is that the rec leagues have gone away, so we don't have young kids. Coming into the program that have played any at all.
No.
And it's either you're on a travel team or you don't play.
Yeah.
And those are expensive, and it's hard for some of our kids. Well, tell us about your team.
We are very, very young. We have 2 kids we have 2 seniors, and they are both 3-year guys. They played before they came on campus, but none of my juniors did. And I have 5 of those. So we're really young. We're sophomore and freshman heavy. All of my pitching is younger than a junior, so that's a learning curve. We had a situation last night where we threw 70 pitches and 45 of them were balls. So 2 days rest on balls alone. That's just learning your mound presence and stuff like that. But they work hard. I'll give them credit. They play hard every night, even in an unforgiving district.
Yeah. And 5A baseball is pretty tough.
It's difficult.
Pretty tough.
No.
Who are some of the teams in your district?
Well, we have the teams that are always just knocking on state tournament door. We have Claremore, Collinsville, Coweta, and Grove probably has their best athletic class they've had in years. So it's difficult. You get past those 4, then we all play each other, and you can compete a little bit.
That is hard. So as you look to the future, are you? I'm sure with the number of freshmen you have, you're pretty excited about the years to come.
Optimistic. The sophomore group were. I feel like you have to get into the football program to compete on the baseball side of it, and they know how to compete. And we have some size, and we have some kids that know how to go about it a little bit, and they're all young. So. There's a learning curve to it. There's still some learning the game aspect of it, but I think before it's all said and done, and those guys with seniors will compete a little bit better.
Who are some of the players that you've been surprised? You're glad?
Well, I have a senior that played really well. He's a center fielder, Daniel Vidalis. He's a 3-year guy, and he's a naturally good outfielder. And sometimes that gets wasted if you don't throw strikes. But he comes in, he leads us in hitting. And then I have a young pitching staff with Cyrus Graham and Levin Whaler that will keep our head above water, even in some of these tough district games. And, a win for us is just pushing it to 5 to 6 innings, compared to last year when you played your 3 or 4 and it got out of hand early. So if they can continue to grow and we can continue to improve, I think that we'll be able to compete.
I think those are the things you do. You build goals that are achievable, and some that aren't achievable. So you're always looking to get to the next level.
Sure, and not to break it down to a bare bones level. As the coaching staff, our first goal was to cut down on the run rules, stay in as many games as we can, and that just builds confidence, and you can kind of move forward slowly, step by step.
Absolutely. Well, good luck this week.
I appreciate you.
I hope it doesn't rain.
Yeah, you never know. Wind and rain around here. It's Oklahoma.
You get your games in, and hopefully we'll have you back next year when all these kids are juniors and sophomores.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Thank you, sir.
We'll be right back after this message with John Yates, the baseball coach at Rogers.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against one tough competitor, glass.
That's right. Only glass bottles and jars are recyclable. Don't even think about sinking a drink in glass or mirror. Always good to empty your glass bottles and jars before recycling.
These two get it, emptying both bottles from far out, and they remove the lids. Score big by recycling your glass bottles and jars. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
I feel like athletics is so important at Tulsa Central because it's an outlet for some of our kids there. They get a better opportunity to basically give back to our community.
At McLean, the sports is what mainly drives a bunch of the students to come to school every single day and work hard because they want to be able to come from the classroom to the field or the court and show at what they're good at.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. And now we have John Yates, who's the head baseball coach of the Will Rogers Ropers. John, welcome to the show.
Thank you, sir. I'm happy to be here.
Well, we're glad you're here. It's baseball season, and baseball coaches are busy during this time of the year. You know, people don't realize a really, really good baseball coach doesn't want anybody to touch their field except them.
That is correct. I'm one of them. I mean, I've talked to J.O.'s quite often on things.
I can imagine you have, and that is one of those ongoing things. You know, both my daughter was a college softball coach, and my son was a college baseball coach, and so I coached college baseball for a while at Cameron University, but that's just something you're ingrained in.
Your baseball field looks better than your grass at home.
No question about that.
That's how it is.
Well, tell us about how long you've been at Rogers.
It's my second year at Rogers. First year as the head baseball coach. I came in last year's defense coordinator for football under Parker Childers. I remained there with Levy, and then baseball job came open. So Crystal asked me, and I said I'll be glad to. I'm a baseball guy. Always have been and love it. So I was right back in it.
Well, Rogers has a storied program over the years, and of course things have things change about demographics and that type of thing, and the availability of programs for kids. But tell us a little bit about your program now.
Well, right now the thing is we're trying to get the numbers up. I mean, I got a lot of kids that are first time ever played baseball in their life, and I got a group that's played just mainly high school. Then I got a couple of them have actually played travel ball, and trying to get them to understand that you got to do this not just during the high school season. You got to play in the summer. You got to it was different for them this year with practicing over Christmas break, bringing them in and going over things, and coming up on Saturdays when we're not playing and working on the field or taking BP and ground balls and stuff just to get better. Kids have done a great job of when I ask them to be there, they're there. They don't question unless they got a work-related issue. But the numbers are not where I want it to be. We're probably right around 17 or 18. I would like to get it more so we can actually, with eligibility issues and other things like that, I like to be able to play varsity JV. And right now we're mainly just able to go varsity with the pitch rules and all this other things that has been implemented. It's kind of tough with the district play at the 5A level to compete every day. I mean, and so it's going to get there. It's just not there this year. Hopefully kids will see we're progressing towards that direction.
Well, patience is a great virtue.
Oh, yes.
When you're building a program and things don't happen just immediately. I saw a video the other day on the internet, hitting video. And the guy said, if you want to be able to hit every time you play, you need to hit every day.
Sure. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I thought, that's pretty simple.
Yes.
But that's it. You get accustomed to swing and where your pitches are that you need to hit. Sure. So who are some of your kids that stand out?
Well, my shortstop, Oscar Murillo, he's a sophomore, dynamic player, got great hands. He's one of the ones that actually played a high-level travel ball. He understands the game. When I say, I've had to break down a sheet of baseball terminologies to give to the kids to go through, and I say something so they understand what I'm saying. And he is further along. He understands. He's been dynamic for us. Jared Mulvaney's a senior, left-handed arm. He's hurt right now, but he's a kid that's been in the program, got good velo off the mound. He has an awareness. He's struggled at times, but he's one of the leaders. And then Oscar's got a twin brother, Victor, that's Murillo. He's a sophomore. He's one of my other go-daddies. He's one of my better arms, and He's a 3-hole. He's a real good ball player for us. So I kind of lean on those three to kind of help bring the other ones with less experience, try to help them out, try to get them going so they understand the game. And, I just tell them all the time, I said, I'm not worried about the actual score. I just want us to compete, and I've been preaching all year that I want us to be the best school in TPS. We're worried about the other ones outside of this. We got to be the best school in Tulsa Public Schools right now. That's just been our goal, and the record doesn't show it, but we're getting better every day.
Oh, good. Your kids are going to be hooked up to be able to play in the summer?
Yeah, I got some. They're going to play travel ball, actually. I got some we'll just work out at the place, and it all depends on their work. I got so many kids that actually have a job outside of school, which I totally understand. I'm glad they're out working, but we'll figure out a way time to get it in because most of my kids are just baseball only.
Yeah,
there's only a couple of kids that actually play football, and the rest of them are with me year round. So.
Well, that's good.
It is. It's good. It's going to show progress down the road.
Absolutely. Those reps are always important.
Sure.
Whether it's in the cage or on the mound, you got to get those reps. But good luck.
Well, I appreciate
for the
it.
rest of the season. And he did bring me a hat today.
Yes.
So now I've got my Rogers hat. So when I'll come to a game, I'll be able to keep the sun off my head.
Well, I went back and looked at the old logo. I've changed the T a little bit, but it's the old school Morgan logo. So
when we come back, we'll have Jordan Graham, who is the softball coach for Booker T Memorial Co-op.
Hey Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against a tough competitor, plastic.
Don't trust those numbers on the bottom. You have to stick to what you know. Only bottles and jugs found in the kitchen, bath, or laundry. They're quick to pick up. And empty those bottles before sinking that shot.
Always empty your bottles before recycling. Score big by recycling your plastic bottles and jugs. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
I love Will Rogers Athletics because it helped me physically, spiritually, and emotionally through all the journeys I've been through at that school. All of the support staff helped me a lot, and it's just an amazing school.
Athletics at Will Rogers changed my life because it became a second family. With the support of my coaches and teammates, it's helped me gain confidence, work as a team, and will help me in college and in life.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. Now we have Jordan Graham, who is the head slow pitch softball coach for the Booker T Memorial Co-op. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Welcome to the show. How is the slow pitch season going?
It's going good. I think the girls are getting better every day. More cuts, more swings, more chances to field balls. So I think it slows down the game a lot.
Slow pitch is an interesting game, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I think it's fun.
It is, yeah. I mean, it's an equalizer, I think, in some cases, because in fast pitch, pitching can dominate the game. And in slow pitch, you better play defense and be able to hit the ball.
Exactly.
So, how's your numbers?
I think we're sitting at slow pitch with about everybody there, 19 or 20.
Oh, yeah.
Booker T has a lot. I think Memorial, we have about 8 that are there every day. And then Booker T has 10, 9, something like that.
Good. Where do you play your home game?
Memorial still.
Memorial, yeah. Have a good feel there. As you look at this season, how's your district?
In slow pitch, we don't have districts, so I've tried to schedule a little bit lower class to give us a little bit better of a chance. So we've played Morris. They're always really good. We went to the high school tournament, played Okarche, and ended up playing Bixby there. We played Bixby and Union already. We have Union and Sperry tonight, and then Muskogee and Berry Hill. We'll finish out the season with them.
Okay. Well, good. Well, as long as they're getting to play, I think that's the big thing.
Exactly. Get the girls moving.
How do you look forward to next year, the co-op, or are both schools going to have enough players to play individually? Or
so as of next year, we'll be splitting. Booker T will have enough numbers. Memorial, it'll be a crunch. Hopefully, we get enough from Memorial Junior High, or some people move in or something. I think I have 3 seniors from Memorial. The rest are juniors, sophomores. So hopefully we'll have some freshmen move in.
Sure, yeah. I know that Booker T's Peter Carver had a pretty successful fast pitch season, so I figured their numbers would be up some.
Yep.
So what's been the biggest challenge you think with the co-op program?
I think the biggest challenge is honestly just transportation. It's shout out to Ashley for being the mastermind and everything, is getting Booker T picked up to come to practice, Memorial getting picked up, Booker T getting picked up, all of us going to games. I really like having Scott Childers now at Booker T because he's able to be there with the girls, make sure they get on the bus, make sure everybody gets picked up after the bus. It's helped us a lot to have somebody at Booker T to be able to be with those girls.
Contact person, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, I've always felt bad for girls. They always come to me for stuff, and I'm like, I don't know what to do. I'm not at your school. So now they're able to go to Scott and ask for help on homework and ask for help with teachers and stuff like that.
I think that's critical on a day-to-day basis that those student athletes have somebody they can look to, for
exactly.
Whether it's related to athletics or related to academics or whatever it is, it's really, really important. As you look, how are you going to get those numbers at Memorial? Do you get recruited or what? Legally?
I know I have at least one from Thoreau that her dad works at Booker T works at Memorial, so I know she'll come over from there, hoping she'll bring some friends with her. We always send stuff out to Memorial Junior High. This year we had a lot of girls come from Memorial Junior High and try out, so I'm hoping that this year we can get those numbers back and they stick with us and finish out the season with us.
Any movement to have a junior high fast pitch team?
I would love to have a junior high fast pitch team. I think the issue would be someone has to volunteer to coach the team, and that's the downfall.
Yeah, well, that's tough. Yeah, because there is a commitment there. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a lot of work to volunteer.
Sure is. Well, we're glad you're here today, and good luck as you get into your postseason play. I guess everybody qualifies.
Everybody will go to regionals. Yes.
Yeah. And do you have any idea where you'll be?
No idea yet.
Yeah. They always hold that right to the
about the last week.
Yeah. So you can in 1 week make transportation plans.
Exactly.
Right. Well, Jordan, thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Good luck with the rest of the season. And when we come back, we'll have Jerry Jacobson from Baseball Outreach.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is looking to defend their title against aluminum and steel cans.
Bob, most people think of the kitchen for this opponent, but aluminum and steel cans, like empty shaving cream cans, also play extremely well in bathrooms all over Tulsa. That was nothing but bin, Bob.
Wow, right into the bin. Team Johnson has buttoned up another win. Score big by recycling your aluminum and steel cans. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Edison High School has taught me to work as a team rather than as an individual. Whenever you're on a team, you have a special bond with each other. You know you can rely on them in a time of need, whether on or off the court. Whether it be a shoulder to cry on or advice on how you can improve, you know your team will always be there for you.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics. We were supposed to have Jerry Jacobson of World Baseball Outreach, but Jerry could not make it today, and so we had a fill-in here. Kind of where is he now? And Parker Childress, who was our head football coach at Will Rogers, is now dean of students over here at Webster. And Parker, how you doing?
I'm good, Gil. I got the call, and you needed a fill-in, so I'm a veteran of the show at this point.
There you go. You bet.
You've been came on down.
How's the transition?
It's been very interesting. It's eye-opening. We were talking earlier. The best part about this job is you don't know what you're going to get into every day. So every day is a new adventure. That's something we talk about.
Administration is that way.
Yeah.
You really have no idea, and you have to handle those things. Sometimes I often told younger administrators the key to being a good administrator is knowing what to fast play and what to slow play, because some things you have to handle right now,
Yeah.
and other things let's let that simmer just a little bit and then see what happens.
Yeah.
So, and sometimes we overreact to certain things. So, as a dean, how's your day go? What's a typical day for?
So I am
Parker?
tasked with, working with our students, trying to make sure they're going to class on time. It's one of the hardest things going on in all schools right now is getting kids to class on time when they're supposed to be. They're kind of coming out of COVID still. I know it's happened like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, whatever at this point. But that idea of I'll get there when I get there is something that we're still trying to push students to readjust to that traditional school setting. But just roaming the halls, making sure kids are where they're supposed to be, talking to students when I see them, building good relationships. And it doesn't always have to be a negative experience every time they see me. So,
That's the thing I think a lot of people don't realize is that human beings will do what you expect them to do, but they have to know what that expectation is.
Yep.
If you don't communicate what that expectation is, then they don't know what to do. And I watched the other day a little video on Deion Sanders addressing the Colorado football team.
Yeah.
And basically told them, if I say the meeting's at 8 o'clock, that really means about 7:55 is when we're going to start. And he tells the story that when he was at Jackson State, that his son showed up, the starting quarterback, the last person in the room. And he sat him out the next week. He didn't play. He said, I don't care if he's my son or not. Everybody has rules.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things that through the pandemic, I think we lost a little bit of responsibility and commitment.
Yeah.
And that's your job to bring it back at Webster.
For sure.
So do you miss coaching?
I still get to go attend games as an administrator and stand on the sideline sometimes and do my fair share of coaching and helping out. We got a really young coach over here that's ran a really good middle school program, and we're hoping to kind of get him pushed into a junior varsity level here. And I work with him all the time, give him some pointers that I learned the hard way so that he doesn't have to struggle like I did. But I do miss Friday nights, that's for sure. During football season, that was something that you don't realize you're going to miss it until it's Friday and you're like, oh, I don't have anything to do right now. So I did go and attend every home game at Rogers this year. Those were fun. It was nice to be able to sit back and relax on Friday as well. But missing that interaction with the players and the coaches is definitely something I didn't expect, but I definitely missed that.
That was interesting for me when I got out of coaching after 7 years and then spent 44 as an AD. That meant that I had about 51 years of Friday nights that I had something to go to. Had to go to work every Friday night for 51 years, except for the summer. And I think that makes it interesting when you deal with the kids, because I think kids really, really want discipline. They really want you to guide them. They just don't know it.
Yeah, they want to know where the line is, and if you hold firm to that and hold them accountable, keep them, going in that right path, they do appreciate that. Every kid, like you said, wants that. Where am I supposed to be? How am I supposed to do those things? And like you said, that is my job now over here, is to kind of guide those kids through that process.
Well, everybody has a role.
Yeah.
We need to know what that role is,
For sure.
and where I fit in the big picture. And so, well, I'm sure you're doing a great job with those kids. You did a good job at Rogers, and
thank you.
Got that program, I think, set up after a while, and it will be exciting to see where that ends.
For sure.
Thanks for being here,
No problem.
Parker. And when we come back, we'll have Dave Walker, retired Tulsa policeman.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is looking to defend their title against aluminum and steel cans.
Bob, most people think of the kitchen for this opponent, but aluminum and steel cans, like empty shaving cream cans, also play extremely well in bathrooms all over Tulsa. That was nothing but bin, Bob.
Wow, right into the bin. Team Johnson has buttoned up another win. Score big by recycling your aluminum and steel cans. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale's mean that you have to be consistent, outgoing, and be dedicated because students at Nathan Hale look up to the football team.
Being an athlete at Nathan Hale has taught me to be confident and disciplined and always to be open-minded and always ready to work with people, no matter how difficult it is.
Welcome back to Inside Tulsa Athletics, and our last guest today, a good old friend, Dave Walker, retired from Tulsa Police Department, a star on the first 48.
Not the star, but a part of.
and now serves as the dean at Will Rogers. And Dave, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Gil. Good to be back.
I'm glad you're on, and I'm glad you're with us at TPS. I think that's a really important thing for our kids. How many years were you in the police force?
I was with them 36 years. 1982 is when they hired me on.
36 years, yeah.
Couldn't get rid of me.
I bet you saw a lot of things during that 36 years.
As you look back, and you don't know when you're experiencing that you are experiencing that, but now that you're retired and I'm retired, and I look back and say, dang, some of that stuff is experiences that not everybody gets, and luckily I'm still here to experience it.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right. And then the last few years you were in homicide. And
right, I spent 7 years in homicide. That's how I wrapped that up, and it was a storied career, really, just based on the people that I worked around.
Yeah.
And as you look back, you can see that it just kind of moved on. It's kind of like athletics,
right?
And things just move up and move on, and then finally you move out.
Right, exactly. Well, you got a program that you talk about, and I know we talked 4 or 5 years ago about reaching kids through baseball and softball. Tell us about your program.
Well, it's one of those things that's still evolving. It's not one of those that I like to say has good gas, but no legs. I mean, it's heck, sometimes we just sputter around until it really works. I believe that baseball can heal kids. It can heal people. I've seen it. Some of these guys that I deal with on a daily basis, so we go out and play catch during the day, and it gets their mind. You can see that recognition in their face that they're not so wrapped up in whatever the heck they just did or what they've got going on. It's just they see the ball, they got to catch the ball, or it's going to hit them. Mm-hmm. And you can see that, and then you can have a conversation with them about just where they heading. And that's what baseball, in my opinion, is what we're doing. Very few people are going to get to play professionally. But there's a lot more that play professional in baseball than the other sports. Mm-hmm. And I think kids don't realize that. And so they gravitate to the ones that they like. And I understand that. But baseball is important.
Well, the thing about baseball, I think, is it's a little bit slower game. So there's a little bit more thought that goes into if the ball comes to me, where am I going to throw it? If this guy throws 97 miles an hour, am I going to be able to hit that fastball, or is he going to get me on the changeup? Have all those things that kids don't think about these days with their iPhones and their iPads and everything else. So as in your role now as a dean at Rogers, how has your background experience helped you through your professional policing career?
Well, I think a lot of that is investigations, not just taking what you see and believing it. I believe that the kids have a say. They should be given a statement, and what they say matters. And sometimes, not all the time, most of the time, 99% of the time, the administrators, the teachers, and the faculty are correct. But sometimes there's more to it. And you got to get really into what's happened to this kid. Why are you behaving this way? Mostly, it's not that the behavior is so bad. It's just that it's not in conjunction with learning. It's just disruptive, and that's. And you talk to these kids, man. Some of these kids' stories will make you cry. Yeah. And it's an existence I really didn't realize in policing, because by the time they get to my level, they're. It's just time to house them. Yeah. But these kids, man, we can fix this. We just got to go to work.
And you got a chance. That's the key. You got a chance when they're that young. I spent a long time in Tulsa at Union, and then I moved across the state into a school that demographically was a lot different. than union. And it helped me professionally as I moved into the collegiate level back in athletic administration, because I'd forgotten how some of those kids grow up every day.
Yeah.
Not knowing where their parents are and who their parents are and where that next meal's coming from and that type of thing. And I'm sure you deal with a lot of those things.
Well, it's sad to see the substance abuse issues that we're dealing with in the middle schools. Really, we got to get that under control and get the kids to realize that athletics will give that endorphins and the dopamine running through their brain, where it's not have to be nicotine or marijuana. Right now, they don't realize that, and at 12 and 13, and it's the easy out. Field and ground balls is not so easy.
Yeah.
But man, the benefit is there, and then we just got to get them to see that.
Well, and two, I think the other thing in athletics is you have to make a commitment to the team. You got to make, I'm going to be at practice. I got to be on time. I've got to do all those things. And we don't teach enough of that, I think, with our kids.
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Well, Dave, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having me.
Hopefully we'll have you back when you have the program up and running and everything. And when we come back after these messages.
Hey, Tulsa, welcome back to the top recycling play of the day. Team Johnson is facing off against one tough competitor, glass.
That's right. Only glass bottles and jars are recyclable. Don't even think about sinking a drink in glass or mirror. Always good to empty your glass bottles and jars before recycling.
These two get it, emptying both bottles from far out, and they remove the lids. Score big by recycling your glass bottles and jars. Learn more at TulsaRecycles.com.
Being an athlete at Booker T. Washington has taught me to carry myself with class as an athlete, student, and friend, and to have responsibility on and off the field, and that it's the littlest things that will make all the difference in the long run.
Being an athlete at Memorial High School has taught me to be a better person, because when you play sports, attitude is the main thing you have to deal with, not just your own, but other people's. It also teaches you to be the bigger person.
We hope you enjoyed today's show featuring our baseball and softball programs from Memorial, Rogers, Booker T, Edison, and Hale High Schools. We also spoke with a special guest, Dave Walker, who retired as a 36-year veteran of Tulsa Police Department. He discussed how he is engaging our student athletes through baseball and softball programs in the city of Tulsa. We also want to give a special thanks to Parker Childress, the high school dean and a middle school assistant principal at Webster, for filling in at the last minute on today's show. We hope that you get a chance to see our student athletes participate this spring as their seasons are in the final weeks of preparation. We'll be back on April the 20th with our next show in Inside Tulsa Athletics.